Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, joining us for the pregame of episode 64 of the Splash Cast. You
The
know who
game
it
before the
is.
game.
You know who it is. Quick Scope Davis, as dubbed by Norwood himself. Who are you
And
over
of
there, sir?
course, the PODGOD, the pod god. I am here, feeling great, doing some work, getting some things ready for this wonderful podcast. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, I'm sitting
Might
here.
be a little bright. Might be a little bright
yeah,
though.
you
Jeez.
over there. Yeah, you sunshining over there, boy. I'm watching the replay of the national championship game. My father decided to drop by and watch and tell me all about the 2008 Alabama-Georgia game where Alabama destroyed Georgia. And that was the first year of Julio Jones, Mark Ingram, because my father is an Alabama fan.
Jeez.
So he came over here talking trash. And I said, well, I've been watching this right here. So I had to let him know. But I was looking forward today.
Welcome to enjoy your one little measly championship.
Come on with the shade, man. That's why you got the
That ain't
sun
the
over
shade,
there.
that's
Come
truth.
on,
Nothing
man.
but
You
the
the
truth.
sun over there. That's all right, man. You got all the shade over there, brother. It is cool, man. But we were gonna start today, kind of trying to be funny, man. It's funny to me, but
No, it's funny in general.
Before we get there, man, we have to start. There's only one place to start. It's only one place, and it's only respectful that we pay homage to Mr. Bill Russell. Mr. Bill Russell passed away today at the age of 88, peacefully at his house alongside his wife, Janine. That one's a heavy one, man.
Yes.
That one is a heavy one.
But also, congratulations to a civil rights leader, a sports leader, and a black man that was able to pass peacefully. I think that's more important than anything. He lived a long, great life. Was able to leave here peacefully.
Great life, man. He I don't know why I never thought to do this before, but he was drafted in 1956. He played out of the University of San Francisco. Back when, in those days, it was not irregular for athletes at the college level to play multiple sports. So not only was he good at basketball, where they won national championships, he was also good in track and field, too.
Stellar athlete.
Stellar athlete, similar to Wilt out there in Kansas. 6'10" with a 7'4" wingspan. Got drafted in the 1956 NBA draft. Let's stop right there. 6'10" with a 7'4" wingspan, and could run like a deer.
And y'all want to call yourselves unicorns now? Why?
And could run like a deer.
And you
he was the original unicorn. He was the original. Right. He was the original. Won a gold medal for the Summer Olympics rookie year. 56 to 58, rookie of the year, and champion. Won 8 straight
champion.
Won 8 straight championships from 58 to 66. Then was the player coach champion twice. In his final years. First player coach, first black player coach champion in any sport of all time. Of all time.
And the last. Won't be no more.
He was the first black coach. Not even player coach. He was the first black coach.
Yes.
He was the first black coach.
That's, you know what? You know how I always joke on here and say it's 2022. We too late to be doing first. He was actually the guy doing just checking boxes. Oh, first coach, I got it. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of that. I got you guys.
As much as his physical stature was large, his touching, the way that he impacted the world is what I'm trying to say. The impact that he left on the world, the legacy that he left on the world, fighting for rights, civil rights, fighting for to be treated like a human being. Was very, very outspoken when it came to fighting for civil rights for black people.
And dealing with it in Boston. Let's not forget about that.
In Boston. He was threatened. He was very close with civil rights leaders like Medgar Evers. He went down there and hosted the first interracial basketball camp in Mississippi the year that Medgar Evers got shot, after he got shot, to send a message. He was like that. Like, a lot of people in the younger generation
is present tense.
A lot of people in the younger generation, see Bill as like Uncle Bill. Like, he's the funny old guy that used to play. But like, Bill was like that dude, man. Like,
yeah, but there is a clear cut respect across all basketball players, the people who we consider our greats. Because 1956 when he got drafted is when my mom was born. So, but if you ever see a player, like, there's a clear outpouring of, oh man, this guy is it. And everybody doesn't get that.
Not at all, man. Not at all. So,
and everybody don't deserve that, to be completely honest. Let's just be real about it.
So there are a few players. So Michael Jordan, right, is regarded as the greatest player of all time to our generation. But there are a few players, and we also regard Shaq as the most dominant, right? But there are a few players whose talent, when you talk about champions, it's almost like, we can't really include them in the argument. When you talk about greatest players of all time, for some reason, 13 championship Bill Russell is always like, like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's always like Michael Jordan's greatest, but like, yeah, Bill got 30. Like, whatever metric you want to measure, except for maybe points, Bill held records for it. He still holds records for it.
Yes. I guess the only, and I would never call it a knock. It's just unfortunate the league was so much smaller then.
Yeah, there were only
the amount of teams.
Some of them there was only 13, 15 teams, right?
Yeah. So now you're looking at a team, NBA with 30 teams looking to expand. It's just different. But let's not get it misconstrued. Let's not make the mistake here. Bill could play in any era. It's certain guys who I don't believe can play in any. He will be dominant right now. Whatever you want, he'll give it to you. I
would venture out to say Bill Russell would be the Giannis stopper. They're the same person. Really, really fast. 6'10", 6'10", with a reach. That would be a hell of a matchup.
Oh yeah. And that is kind of what you don't expect from guys from his era. That's the one thing you say is, well, nah, he probably can't physically match. No, he can. He can
with everybody.
Yeah. What y'all want? I got it.
Bill could. The other persons I was saying would be like everybody talks about greatest person is Jordan to us. But then somebody will say Kareem, and Kareem is Kareem. Then some people, will say, well, if you're gonna go off talent, then you go the other. It's just there's so many players.
Well, that is a very elite group of players, specifically as far as the moves have been made for training and athleticism. He's one of the few guys who stands the test of time. Everybody doesn't. And I know this is going to sound like another shot at Bob Cousy, but a lot of these guys at this point, at that point, just not standing the test of time. Bill Russell is, in fact, one of those guys who, whatever era it is, he going to be all right.
He going to be there, man. So rest in peace to the great Bill Russell, man. Great man off the court, inspired many. You saw the outpouring of love from literally everybody. That was one of the advantages of actually being a black basketball player to play for the Boston Celtics, is you got to talk to people like Bill Russell. And you had access to them. So a lot of people took advantage of that access in a good way. So his legacy and reach will never, ever, ever be forgotten. R.I.P. to the GOAT. So now we're gonna try to go up to an upbeat.
Here we go. We got the respect out of the way, Bill Russell. We'll give you the utmost respect. Now,
they are doing a Manti Te'o documentary series. So you know I got it before we go there. I gotta let them know for the people that don't know who Manti Te'o is. Manti Te'o was part of that Notre Dame team that was with Charlie Weiss. He was the recruiting class, the result of being recruited by Tyrone Willingham. And Charlie Weiss came in and kept that recruiting momentum coming in, and that's how he got Manti Te'o.
I can honestly say I did not see this coming at all.
What, him or the documentary?
The documentary, the girlfriend, really any of it.
Nobody saw the girlfriend come, but
that was
an alley-oop by you. That's what.
Okay. Also, you know what? I'm gonna say this is fucked up. We preach about mental health all the time. Protect people's mental health. Let's not shame these humans. This is taking one of the, I would assume, the worst part and most embarrassing part of this man's existence and making it into a Netflix documentary.
The only reason I don't know about this, I got to see if he gets paid off of this. If he gets paid off of this, then he nobody's taking advantage of it. He's taking advantage of it. Am I wrong?
Sometimes, you could be in a situation where they're gonna do it either way, so at least you take the money. You would rather at least get paid for people to laugh at your expense than. I mean, you saw what they did with the Mike Tyson documentary. They can do whatever they want to.
These guys,
yeah.
So when they say documentary, I don't. Mike Tyson's thing on Hulu wasn't a documentary; it was a biopic. Right? It was more of somebody playing a role of him. When I hear documentary, I think of like interviews, film watching, behind the scenes type stuff. A camera following them around, news clips of stuff breaking, news when they find out that she does have cancer, talking to the person that catfished him type stuff.
It doesn't have to, there's enough documentation of that time period that you don't really need him to say yes to this. He was on every news show. He was one of the, for his time that year, he was one of the best college football players of that time. So there's not going to be a shortage of stuff to find to make it look like he participated, even if he doesn't.
Do you feel like this is a reach? I feel like this is a reach. I feel like this is a
reach for who?
Netflix. Do you feel like this should be a documentary?
Netflix will make anything. Let's be very clear about that. If it is available to be made, Netflix gonna make it. So you can go ahead and get that reach out of your mind. That is the least of anybody's worries.
That man had a whole fake girlfriend, had people praying for her because she had cancer. And it doesn't, and you know what doesn't help? The fact, and I'm sorry, he wasn't with Charlie Weiss. He was after Charlie Weiss. You know why he was after Charlie Weiss? Because he played against Alabama in the BCS National Championship game in 2012. That's when Alabama beat Georgia in the SEC Championship game. And Notre Dame was just sitting there waiting in the wings like, we're undefeated. We're going to have to play y'all. And nobody believed that Notre Dame was good. And that was I think that was the first time they went in there and just got destroyed. And Manti Te'o, you remember that story broke right before the national championship game?
Man, He could have broke them before the national championship game. At Notre Dame, let's not waste our team and bury the lead on Notre Dame. They're trash and still gonna be trash, and that's the reason they stay out of a conference. As far as Manti Te'o goes, I'm gonna watch this, but I don't know what this is. But I will say that Netflix and HBO are pretty good for putting together a documentary or something that I would never believe would happen in the first place, or anything that I would really want to watch. I just literally finished Mind Over Murder, where 6 people were convinced that they committed a murder, and I watched all 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna watch this. And Mind
Yeah.
Over Murder is good.
All right, man. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the pregame. We are now going to jump into episode 64, the ATL edition. Y'all like, subscribe, follow us, rate, review us. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell on YouTube and on Instagram. We do Instagram live on Saturday morning, Saturday morning lives. And then we go live through Twitch, YouTube, Facebook on Mondays. So, y'all stay tuned.
Also, please go to Instagram and follow Manti Te'o's girlfriend. Thank you.